Everyone is welcome into the live, and we appreciate you guys for your continued support. I want to share on the topic, why are we lonely? Things have changed over the years, and because things have changed so much, sometimes we're moving too fast and the information will pass us by. Some of us are busy with work, with children, family. We're busy traveling and busy doing whatever we love to do. It is a peaceful atmosphere for everyone. Please say hello. It is okay to say hello. Thank you so much for coming. Hello. I do have a notation on my phone, so I will be looking down from time to time. I went ahead and I made some notes to assist me. My educational background is in social services, social work. So it's a privilege for me to share this information with you tonight. Right, so one of the major challenge within happiness is loneliness. And the more I've learned about happiness, is the more I've come to realize that loneliness is actually a very common obstacle to consider. It is quite universal, and because it's universal, we have this thing in common. No matter where you're from, who you are, the color of your skin, and no matter what languages you speak or what language you speak, you will feel lonely. It is a universal emotion. All right, to be happy, we need intimate bond. We need to be able to confide. We need to be able to feel like we belong, right? And we need to be able to give support and get support, right? In fact, strong relationships are key, perhaps the key to a happy life. We are babies, and we have a large group of people around us to help us and support us, and then we have the community, we have the church community, we have the school community, and we grow up and we go to college, university, right? And we have that community that actually we were pushed into, right? When we go to university, we were pushed into that, and we formed friendships. But after the friendship has ended, when you graduate, where do you go from there? What will happen to your life? So it seems to me that there are several types of loneliness based on how I was looking at things today. And of course, not everyone experiences loneliness in the situation that I will be describing. For instance, not everybody wants to have a romantic relationship or a romantic partner. But for some people, the lack of certain kinds of relationships brings loneliness. And we don't normally look at things in the ways that I'll be sharing with you. Or sometimes we don't think about it, because I initially started by just saying that we just go about our daily business and we are not sitting down to think about our emotions so much. So once we have pinpointed the particular kind of loneliness we're experiencing, it may be easier to spot ways to address it, right? And so that is where I come in. I want to give information that will help people along their journey, and I'm hoping that someone will take away something from this tonight. Please, when you come in, please like the video. I'd appreciate it if you do. Thank you so much. So I jotted down some different kinds of loneliness. You can even say hello in the chat. I'd appreciate it. Right, and now we're going to look at them. One of the type of loneliness that we look at is when we go through a lot of change. So new situations will bring on loneliness, where you move to a new city, you change jobs, you move to a new job, you become the manager of a job, and when you move to a new city, you don't know anyone, you move to a new school, you don't know anybody, you move to a new church and you don't really know anyone, and the place is just full of unfamiliar faces, and you feel lonely, right? You feel lonely in these circumstances. At the end of this, I will tell you how you can fix the problem, and you can give me a nudge and you can participate. You are free to participate tonight. Don't be intimidated. I'm just sharing. Right, so you have the kind of loneliness where, oh man, I am different. I am so different. And people may not accept my differences. So you're in a place that is not familiar, that is unfamiliar, but you feel different from other people. And an important way that makes you feel so isolated is just by being weird, by being different. It can isolate you. You like gravy on your bread, you know that kind of thing. You like to put ketchup on weird stuff, and just eat that. You like to eat pickles alone, cucumber, and all of those things, and it may not be the norm, so you feel lonely in that sense. Another way is, okay, I have a new faith that is unpopular. It is different. A lot of people, may not accept my faith, and your faith is really important to you, and you also may not want to share it with others, or share it with the people around you, right? Or vice versa. So maybe everyone loves going outdoor or doing outdoor activities, and you don't like outdoor activities, right? And it feels hard to connect with others about the things that you find important. Or maybe you're just hit with loneliness that hits all of us sometimes. And the loneliness, that's part of a human experience. It's part of the human condition. Loneliness is, as I said, it's natural. It's a natural feeling that you will feel, right? Some people depend on animals to feel wholesome, to feel appreciated. So many people have a deep connection, or need to have a deep connection with animals. And if this describes you, you're sustained by these relationships in a way that human relationships don't replace. While you may love your dog, and you may, love your cat, many people are like that, and just find that they connect more with animals. They connect more with their pets, and that is okay. Personally, for me, my experiences, and this is me from since I was young, I do not really crave company, even though I love company. So maybe I'm a loner. Even though I crave company, I don't always like to be around people. I am very happy by myself. I will book a ticket and just travel, just go here and there, and I feel content. I will be in the house for a week, and I don't speak to anyone. I just love being alone. And I honestly don't crave company. But, I find that I have some amazing friends that I can connect with every now and again. I have some amazing friends, right? Sometimes you're surrounded by people who seem friendly enough, but they don't want to make the jump from being friendly to friends. And maybe they're too busy with their own lives, and they have lots of friends already. So while you'd like to have a deep connection, then they don't seem interested in having a deep connection with you. Or maybe your existing friends have entered a new phase. That really means they no longer have time for the things that you used to do. right? And you will find that, yes, you will go to college and you're in college, but you know, you have your friends there. But as soon as you start to work, then things just start to change, because now people have to work long hours, you know, and some people have started a family, you know, or you know, so your social scene has changed dramatically. And if your social scene has changed dramatically, then you have to be the one to decide, you know, how to make the plans to change things, or make the plans to reach out. But I'll talk about reaching out in a minute. All right, so I want to share at this point, I want to share some information with you that I find that it's very important. I am trying to see where I can do a share screen, but in the meantime, you will get lonely if you have friends that you figure more or less that you cannot trust. You know, sometimes you get in a situation where you begin to doubt whether your friends are truly well-intentioned, kind, and helpful, right? And your friends, you know, people with people, but you don't trust them. You don't trust them. And an important element in friendship is the ability to trust and to confide in your friends. And if you find out that you can't confide in your friends, then this will make you very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable situation when you can't confide in people. I feel worthy all by myself, and I don't allow people, you know, to allow me to feel validated. I feel worthy all by myself, and this is something that we'll have to learn as a people, is to value yourself. That when no one else is there, and when you're betrayed, and when they deny you like they denied Jesus, you know what I mean? You know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you will come up on all kinds of struggles of feeling unworthy. You may experience depression, right? You may experience a lot of change in your life. So I'm telling you my experience tonight, so that you can learn that some people in your life will help you or try to help you, but they will hurt you if you're not strong. And I have mental fortitude, honey. There is nothing that I haven't been through. I have so many experiences to share, right? So an important element in your friendship is the ability to confide and trust. And if that is missing, you may feel lonely. You know, even if you have fun with your friends, you may feel very lonely. You may feel unworthy. You may wonder, how is it that I'm not included? They're not even including me in their parties and in their surprises. They're not including me. Right? They are not including me. So it's important to realize why we feel lonely. Right? Because only then we can see the problem, and only then we can address it. And if you're no time for me loneliness, you know, for instance, maybe a situation would be to work with somebody else on a project. So I'm getting to the parts now where I will give you a little solution. You work on projects, right? Together. Find someone, find another mother, find another father, find another friend who wants, you know, you have like-mindedness to really do the things that they like to do in the process. So do that, you know. And there are groups online that you can choose to help you. There are many people who would be willing to sit with you and sip with you and have a meal with you, you know, during the day, if you have time for that. So loneliness is a major factor in unhappiness. So it's an important area to tackle in your life. And, you know, if you're working on making yourself happier, one of the main key is to have strong connection. Yes, you need to have strong connection. That is needed. Strong connection. Right? So the key points to really take away from this life is that for a happy life, people need to have intimate bonds, to be able to confide and trust others, and to feel like they belong. And they need to give support and get support. While desired solitude feels peaceful, creative and restorative, loneliness feels draining. It feels distracting and it's very upsetting. Right? And the most I've ever felt lonely is when I go into a crowd. That's the most I've ever felt lonely, when I go into a crowd such as church. And normally when you move to a new church, most times people are moving towards the people that they know. They move towards people, their friends, their family and stuff, and then you are there, as a stranger, feeling lost. I remember the feeling, I can assure you, and that this feeling came about. It's not easy. It's not very easy. Yeah, so loneliness is a big thing, and we have to reach out. We have to reach out to people. And if you crave loneliness, you have to learn to connect. You have to learn to connect with the people around you. Be the one to reach out to others. Be the one who will, call somebody. Be the one who will, keep track of how many people you connected with. Be that one. And that will help to, mitigate some of the stresses that you feel. I thank you so much for coming into the live. Sometimes you're afraid to let love in. You're afraid of it, really, really afraid. And because of your fear that someone will hurt you, then, there is a problem right there, because you can't let love in. So we have to be vulnerable. Sometimes letting your guard down is what you will need to be a part of a community. It is very important to have a community, and if you don't have community, you'll have friends that you can reach out to, friends that you can talk to. And as I mentioned, like, the important factor is, really, really confiding and trusting others, right? So if you crave loneliness, be the one to reach out to others. Be the one to reach out to others. And we cannot be so involved with ourselves that we miss out on speaking to our friends, right? And I mentioned keeping track of friends and being efficient with your time will help you to be more productive with your friends and family. Guys, I have a survey here from Cigna, right? And you may be wondering why this gigantic insurance company really wants to do a survey on loneliness, or statistics on loneliness, right? So according to Cigna, I'm going to read it because I don't see the screen share to share it with you. I'm going to read it. Part of it says, the state of loneliness today. In 2018, Cigna, this is an insurance company here, conducted a large national online survey of US adults to explore the impact of loneliness, and found that loneliness was at epidemic levels. 2019 results show that the mental health crisis is growing. And of course, right after that came the pandemic, so it got worse in the pandemic. Why? Key determinants of loneliness in America. Because honestly, when we were in Jamaica, we don't know what loneliness is. We have so many yards to go and so many people that we can talk to. So many people that we can talk to. So many people, you know, who are really willing to take us under their wings and to love us and cherish us, right? But it says a lack of social support and infrequent, meaningless social interactions. That's what is causing a loneliness. Negative feelings about oneself or about one's personal relationship is causing loneliness. Poor physical and mental health. So if you're suffering from depression and anxiety, then you will not want to connect with anybody. You will want to be by yourself, and you feel lonely, and you need to be, you know, interactive, and you need to go out, but you don't want to. So a lack of balance in one's daily activities, doing too much or too little of any given thing, you know, like you sleep a lot and you work a lot, will cause you to feel lonely. 24% of Americans say their mental health is fair or poor. What do you say in Jamaica, Guyana, Bahamas, Barbados, Trinidad? What do you say in the Caribbean? I don't know if this statistic is for the Caribbean, but I know that migration happens. You know, people move to Canada. Your friends, your family, they move away. They move to Australia, Florida, all over the place. You know, Ohio, all over the place they move. You know, and people don't have that connection anymore. But you can always schedule your calls. Americans reporting good mental health is down 5 percentage points from 2018. So from 76% versus 81%. Good Lord. Good Lord. Loneliness across the key demographics is that, you know, younger generations are lonelier than older generations. And I see this. Nearly 8 in 10 Gen Zers, 79%, and 7 in 10 millennials, 71%, are lonely versus boomers. I want to know who they are. Millennials are the Generation Y, right? Those who were born from 1980 to 1995. They are the confident, curious ones. They are the ones who question authority, question everything. And the older generations don't really like that. They think that they are rude. Right? Generation Zers, right? From 1997 to 2000. They are the ambitious ones. They are the digital natives. They are confident and strong-headed, strong-minded. But let us look, who are the baby boomers? Those who were born from 1946 to 1964. They are committed, they are self-sufficient. I wasn't born at the time. They're competitive. And they think that they can do anything. Right? The Generation X are the ones who are resourceful, logical, good problem solvers. I'm Generation X. We are critical thinkers. You know, from 1966 to 1980. Yes. And we're resourceful, we're logical. I remember I told you earlier on that I love to be by myself. I love it. And that was from I was a little girl. I really love it. I love to chill with myself. I would sip wine, cut my tea and watch TV or read a book. I'll go into the bushes with my books. And I'm fine. I am a crowded place, and too much noise and crowd really bothers me. They bother me. There's too much noise. I can't think. And if I'm with you for a period of time, trust me, Charlie is going to go MIA. I'm gonna go MIA because I crave that solitude. And things changed a lot for me when when I had my son. I desire friendship, but I don't crave it. I don't crave it. I don't know who else might be out there who are like me. Anyway, you know, the final takeaway is that it's possible to feel lonely when you have friends that you can't quite trust, or a romantic partner that you don't feel connected to. Alright, so remember, I will say this the last time, and then I will end the live, that if you lack bonds that create a strong connection, even if it's temporarily, is a major happiness stumbling block. We need that bond, we need the connection, meaningful connection with people where we can trust them. You know, so comment below, have you found any good ways to understand and deal with loneliness? Comment below. Let's hear from you. Let us hear from you. I'd love to hear how you deal with your loneliness. How do you deal with it? Alright, guys, thank you so much for stopping by this live tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, I'm Charmalee on Moments of Inspiration. Take good care. Bye-bye.